Four-Pass Loop. Today should be about 28 miles with about 7,500 feet of elevation gain. Hoping to do this in under 9 hours, but I've never done anything this long, so we'll see how it goes. It's about 6:30 now. Been going for an hour and a half. Sun starting to come up behind me, so I'm finally getting to see some of the views I couldn't see. Needed the headlamp for about the first hour. I'm about 80% of the way up the first pass, which is Buckskin Pass. First of four. I think the second one is Trail Rider, but this one has the most elevation gain for the day. I think it has just over 3,000. Should have good views. Top of Buckskin Pass. First light starting to touch the maroon peaks over there. There's the trail I just came up. That's where I'm going. Well, it is 6:50. Still at the top of Buckskin Pass, which is at about 12,500 feet. I'm at better time than I thought. I thought Snowmass Lake was before Buckskin Pass, which is what I was looking at, but it's actually another mile and a half or so down the pass. So that's about 3,000 feet of climbing out of my 8,000 done at sunrise, so not bad. Coming up that pass now with this downhill, gonna do some running. Dropped about 1,200 feet down from Buckskin Pass back into tree line. Just over 7 miles in. The backpackers are starting to stir and come out of their tents. I said good morning to a couple, but I don't think they'd had their morning coffee yet. They just kind of stared at me. I'd guess I brought about 2,000 calories with me for this. I think about half of it is Snickers, Reese's, and Payday bars. I just reached the low point between the first and second pass at about 10,800 feet. Next pass I'm going up is Trail Rider Pass, back up to 12,400. So this is Snowmass Lake. I'm at 9 miles. I was thinking this was at mile 4. Slight detour off the main trail to get here, but it was worth it. Saying goodbye to Snowmass Lake and hello to saying goodbye to Snowmass Lake. Still heading up Trail Rider Pass, snacking on a waffle wafer. Sun is finally hitting me. Almost to the top of pass number 2. Coming down Trail Rider Pass now. Oh, it feels good to be going downhill. Been a nice group of backpackers up at the top. Took some glamour shots of me. So that should be about 5,500 vert down out of about 8,000 for the day. So maybe only 2,500 left. That is the pass I just crested. If I can refill some water without falling in. Just filled up on water. Got a whole liter. Finally ran out of my cold brew coffee. I put in one of these flasks. Almost tripped over a root. All right, just reached the low point between Trail Rider and Frigidaire Pass at about 10,200 feet. The next 2 miles should be nice and relatively flat. Get some fast miles in here with good scenery. And then I'll be starting the 3rd climb, which is the last large climb of the day, and the 4th pass, which I don't know the name of yet. It'll just be a small uphill by comparison. Just had a little game of where did the trail go? Because the one I was on dead-ended. So I wandered around up and down the mountain for 5 or so minutes and luckily saw a dog with a brightly colored harness that led me to the correct trail. I'm about halfway up Frigidaire Pass. is 10:36. I'm clocking 17.7 miles. Been going for about 5.5 hours. My legs are feeling it, but it's gorgeous out here. Just saw my first other trail runners for the day. Everybody else has been backpackers so far. That's where I came from. Here's the trail coming up. Maroon Bell something. Almost to the top of this pass. I've already forgotten what its name is. Just over this ridge is where I came from. Maroon Bell. And now this is the other side of this third pass that I can't remember the name of. I'll be dropping down there. And luckily this pass, fourth and final pass, only has about 600 feet of climbing. And then it's 8 miles of downhill to the car. Right now I'm clocking 19 miles. It's 11:15. Been going for about 6 hours, 10 minutes. Enjoying the last little bit of downhill between passes 3 and 4 before I have to climb up past 4. I just filtered water out of a small muddy puddle, so my filter is getting its work in today, but it tastes good. I forgot I could look up the name of the passes in the description of the route that I have. So pass 3 for me was Frigidaire. The last one I'm going up is West Maroon. I'm not sure when the next water refill point is going to be, so I'm going to make do with this little stream coming up the mountain here. See if I can get half a liter, continue on. Okay, that's substantial, and compared to the first 3 passes, is that a glacier? I can see it just right there is the top of West Maroon Pass, and from there 8 miles of downhill. So once I get up there, got a large chocolate chip cookie I'm gonna eat to fuel me for that descent. All right, just coming down from the 4th and final pass, West Maroon Pass. It's up there behind me. Met a couple different backpacking groups up there. Hung out for 15 minutes. Had my chocolate chip cookie. Now I have 8 miles of mostly downhill and 2,700 feet of descent back to the car. So left the pass at 12:25. Whew, that's a good view. About 26 miles in there right now. My legs are feeling surprisingly good. I hope that doesn't jinx it. But I should only be, wait no, 24 miles in. So I should be 5 or so miles from the finish. "25.5 miles in now. Legs still feeling good. Trail is getting less thick with brush, which is making for easier running. So I might be able to hit my 2 o'clock rendezvous, which would put me at about 9 hours total for this loop. Officially crossed marathon distance. I'm reading 26.5 miles, 8.5 hours. It is 1:33. There's the view I couldn't see on the way up. I think the split where I went right is right over there. So should just be easy running back to the trailhead. So this is the split. I probably came through here around 5:20, 5:25, went right, did the loop, came back. So the loop itself is probably 24 miles, and then there's this 1.5 to 2 mile out and back you have to take to get to it. Nearly to the end. There's the classic shot of Maroon Bell Mountain in back of me. Just finished. And it's 2 o'clock on the dot. I logged almost 29 miles. I'll have to wait and see how much vert it was, but I think it was about 8,000 feet of elevation gain. Whew. I'm ready for some pizza.